We're at a pivotal time in medicine where we have a new participant in medical decision making, in discovery research.
We're now hitting this inflection point where the proofs of concept have been made, but we don't yet have the body of evidence to support clinical practice. And so I think that's why NEJM is uniquely positioned to be able to launch an AI journal like this, because it's addressing this very real unmet need for the evidence behind medical AI.
I think we're at a very interesting place in time where AI technologies, they're just rapidly advancing, but evaluating them or evaluation of these technologies haven't been as robust as we'd like for them to be. And I think, largely for these technologies to make impact in the world, we really need to figure out what good looks like for each of these technologies.
That much change deserves its own journal.
We are really focused within that kind of broad scope, particularly on evidence, and in particular high quality evidence that clinicians need to know that AI is safe, robust, reliable, and can be used in clinical practice.
And as the medical community, I think we have a very unique position to actually define, benchmarks, data sets of what is clinically relevant and what we think will help our patients.
We've seen these amazing demonstrations of artificial intelligence in medicine over the past few years, but what we have not seen enough of, and what we would love to see more of in NEJM AI, and what we really think is needed by clinicians and other folks in the healthcare system to move clinical practice, are randomized control trials that evaluate with the same rigorous standards that the New England Journal of Medicine takes in evaluating RCTs, that evaluate new AI methods in clinical practice and in the healthcare system.
Trials that have an AI as an intervention, like a drug. So that kind of trial will look more like an ordinary randomized control trial. But we also hope to develop the methods using AI in the trial design so that these trials could be less costly, that you could get to a result quicker. And that, I think, is a very exciting part of using AI.
One of the things that we've seen in other areas of machine learning is that data sets and benchmarks drive progress. So in computer vision, there's a data set known as ImageNet, and that catalyzed the last 10 years of progress in AI. So we understand the value of having community set benchmarks that are well established, that are well thought out. And so one of our article types, known as data sets and benchmarks, is seeking to create those types of tasks for medicine so that we can also help drive progress in the same way that we've seen progress driven in other areas of medicine.
I do think that we learn so much from our failures. And from that perspective, we will be welcoming both perspectives, case histories, and even clinical trials that show us where things did not turn out well. If we only look at the silver lining and don't learn from the problems, this system, which is an engineered system, let us be clear, will not be able to improve.
I have high hopes that AI can help in the patient-doctor relationship, that documentation will be easier, that the patients can be more engaged themselves and get chances to interact with their physicians. And there are already very interesting tools on the way where the conversation between the doctor and the patient could be captured. And so they could actually have a conversation instead of the doctor looking into the screen.
Talking about AI, we try to say, hey, what does good look like for the technology? But AI has this really interesting way of being a mirror to society, right? And so as we're defining what good looks like for AI, we actually start defining better what good looks like for society, for the practice of medicine.